Hi, thanks for staying with us. You're watching In Reality on Astro Awani. Isn't the view amazing? I'm right here in Sepang Gold Coast in Golden Palm Tree Resort in Sepang. And with me today to talk the whole entire story about Sepang Gold Coast, Golden Palm Tree in Sepang would be Mr. Philip Villaroo of Golden Palm Tree of Sepang. Yeah? Thank you so much, Philip, for being with us today. I'm sure you're a very busy man, so thanks for making the time. So you've had a wonderful place here. Everything looks so in place in each other. So I was told that it's a Polynesian, Maldivian concept, right?
Yeah. It's kind of.
Yeah. So can you please enlighten us?
No, basically there is no Polynesian or Maldivian. For us, the thing was that we were in need of reference in terms of overwater resorts.
Okay.
So basically the place where you have overwater resorts is Polynesia and the Maldives. So we took from those places where we have quite a lot of experience. We took the things that we were, I would say, convinced that they were needed in overwater development. But the rest is more based on what is the place, what is Bagan Lalang, what is Malaysia. And we try, in fact, to blend what we learn into overwater development in Polynesia or in Maldives and bring it to Malaysia.
And what are the distinct elements that you've told me about just now? Polynesian, Maldivian, tropical Malaysian. So what are the differences and similarities that we can find here?
I mean, the things is more, it's not so much related to the architecture, it's related to the scales, to the volumes, to the way you deal, in fact, with the environment, the way you open the rooms on the view, you open the rooms on the sea, the way you arrange with, you have the walkway at the back, you have the sea at the front. So all this is a very specific game. And this is something we have to play with. So in fact, it's giving people an experience, different way of enjoying being over water. And this, you need to take the clue because it's totally different. I mean, the way you do a terrace, a balcony, the way you open a window, the way you place a bed is different when you have open sea around than when you have a garden or where you have a city view. So, in fact, the things was most about that. After, there are technical things that we took from Maldives or we took from Polynesia. I mean, it's the way you do the steels, the way you do you orientate, the way you do your air conditioning and so on. But mostly it's this, is the way you react with the environment much more than anything else.
And that makes this resort an eco-friendly resort, yeah?
Absolutely, that's one of also the concern. And the concern to be eco-friendly was a concern from the start of the project, saying that you must respect the place where you are. You build on water, so you must respect the water. So there was no question about doing a reclamation, because reclamation is something that is actually very, very, or you say, aggressive on the environment. So it was much better to do on stilt. The stilt, in fact, respect the natural tide, the currents, the flow of the water. And now what we have done, in fact, is like artificial reef. Today, there are more fish, much more fish than there was before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the simple reason is each of our column act as a small reef.
Okay.
So you have a lot of seashell, you have a lot of oyster.
You can see that from here.
Yeah, you have seashell, you have oyster, you have sponge. You start to have coral. Small coral going on, and this brings the fish, and it's also protection because they can hide, you know, and in fact it's very positive on this point.
In terms of architectural, what do you think would differ Golden Palm Tree to the rest of the, water chalet here in Malaysia?
Okay, in Malaysia there is not so many water chalet. The fact is we are, as we say, we sometimes say we are the only sea resort.
Okay.
In the way that we are not really on the seashore. We go very far, we go more than 1 kilometer. Here we are more than 1 kilometer from the shore. I mean, it's very different from being along the shore. Okay, it's a totally different experience. So I think because of the specificity of Bagan Lalang, because we are on a sandbank, with two rivers on both sides, we are able to go very far. It's not very deep. We are able to go very far. So this cannot be repeated in a lot of locations, because once the water starts to be too deep, then it starts to be technically impossible to build. So that was very important for us, and that's what makes it so different. Make it so different is to be able to be 1.2 kilometers out. And in fact, you are in a boat. And when you are here, it's really like a boat. You cannot hear what is on the other side, and it's something amazing. So I think it's the most important. Then after, there is also the scale. And that means we have 392 villa.
In shape of a palm tree, right?
In shape of a palm tree. The palm tree was, I will say what I call it was a marketing choice.
Okay.
That means it was a huge risk taken by the developer and the state of Selangor to have such a project. So we were in need of having something that was somewhere easy to market. You know, that means you go over water, you have to market it.
Yes.
It's not easy. People say, I don't have a piece of land. And then you go in Bagan where people have a feeling, yeah, it's not Maldives, it's not French Polynesia. So it was difficult. So the idea of the palm tree was to say, okay, there is a palm tree in Dubai. Even if it's reclaimed, it's very different. But somewhere it was a help in terms of marketing.
What would you say the differences between one villa from the other? You know, as I walk, along the trunk road of these sea villas, they all look alike with each other. The only differences would be the number.
Yeah.
So in terms of ID, how do one differ from the rest?
No, in fact, the space is very different.
Okay.
So actually, it's not so much difference in terms of interior design. It's more difference on the space.
Okay.
Only the Royal are different in terms of interior design because we have the possibility to take some risk. Again.
And that would be?
And that means the interior design is a bit different from the rest. We took a more risk in terms of the furniture, the setting, the bathroom. The rest, I will say, is what we call something which is very, very comfortable, something which is what we believe good taste, a feeling of Malaysia, of tropics. You must have this feeling. It's warm, but it's, I would say, conventional. That means we didn't take any risk saying we want to be at the edge of design. We say we want something where people will feel good. The thing is that this is a family place. Okay, we don't design for edgy young people, we design for family. And it was very, very important in our choice. But the Royal is a bit different. People using those villas are in fact very exposed. They have seen a lot of resorts, they have seen a lot of places, so we took more risk in the bathroom, we took more risk in the overall setting. The furniture, a bit more at I would say, a design difference compared to the other one. And we have a lot of different tricks there, which we don't have in the other rooms. Okay,
and having all this thing together, what would be your biggest challenge into putting all this together to make it a lovely place like this?
The biggest challenge was the roof.
Okay.
The biggest challenge was the roof because we wanted for the resort feeling, we wanted to have this thatch roof. We wanted absolutely a thatch roof. And being over water, we have some difficult conditions sometimes with the weather, a lot of wind, and we needed something strong. So that's why we have to get the alang-alang from Bali, which is a very thick thatch.
Yeah.
And we have to bring the material from Bali, we have to bring the workers from Bali, and it took a long time because it's, I think, probably one of the biggest alang-alang construction in the world that have been undertaken. And that was a very difficult part of it.
Yeah. And Philip, you've been in this country for 18 years, I heard. So what do you see the future of the resort industry here in Malaysia if you compare 10 years ago and coming 10 years on? So what can you say on that? What's your take?
I think there is a lot of things to do. I think Malaysia today has a big chance. There is a big opportunity. Basically, you see, I believe that resorts are made to rehabilitate places. Okay, like Bagan Lalang is a very typical example for me. I mean, it's a place where, in fact, the beach was looked by most of the people in KL like second grade. It was something where people say, yeah, it's a bit dirty, not so nice, and so on. And then by doing a resort like this, you totally transform the place.
Yes.
I mean, you build, you make something which is high-end, you bring gardens, you start cleaning the beach, you start redoing, maintaining the beaches. And in fact, you do a whole revolution in terms of the environment. And I believe that Malaysia had this game to play. There are a lot of places that have been developed before, more or less, well or bad, and they can be rehabilitated through the resort industry, through the tourism industry. I think it's much better than targeting places which are totally virgin and going to put a resort there, because whatever you will do, your resort will have a negative impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, when you take a place that can be better, your result will have a positive impact. So if you look at it in terms of environment, I think there is something to play there. And Malaysia have somewhere an advantage in the fact that there are a lot of places around that have never been used for tourism. They are very interesting. In fact, you know, a place like Bagan Lalang, the first time I came coming down from French Polynesia, I say, wow, you know, it's going to be difficult. But after a while, there are so many things. There is so much natural life. There are so many interesting things. There is so many culture behind that you say, yes, there is a lot of things to do. There is a lot of things to discover.
Yeah, just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. The infrastructure is very good. That means you don't have to go and take 3 planes to arrive here. You know, you are 20 minutes from the airport. And Malaysia is for this, is blessed, and I think there is a lot of development toward this. I believe much more on development like that development in virgin jungle and so on. I think we should protect the virgin jungle, leave it as it is, and then start working on what need to be improved.
I
think there is a lot of ground for that.
Thank you so much, Philip, for your time. So there you have it, Golden Palm Tree Resort in Sepang. Seeing is believing, so come on over here and enjoy yourself with the view and the beautiful surroundings. See you again on the next segment.